Hello dear students, I am Dr. Pratap Naikode. Welcome to your favorite channel, PVS Science Study.
Hello dear students, in this video we will study reproduction in Anthoceros. We will see vegetative as well as sexual reproduction in case of Anthoceros. Anthoceros shows two types of reproduction, that is vegetative reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is absent in case of Anthoceros. Vegetative thallus of Anthoceros propagates by four methods. These are fragmentation, gymi formation, tuber formation, and by persistent apices. First is fragmentation. Fragmentation is the most common method of vegetative reproduction. Due to death and decay of the old vegetative parts, branches or the fragments of the thallus are separated out. The separated fragments or branches later on develop into the new thallus of Anthoceros. So this phenomena is known as fragmentation. Second method is gymi. This is the photograph which shows gymi. Gymi are produced on short stalks developed on the upper surface of the thallus. This gymi later on detached, and after detachment they are developed into the new thallus of the Anthoceros. Third is tubers. So these are the diagram which shows tubers of Anthoceros. Those species of Anthoceros which are regularly exposed to the drought develop rounded marginal thickenings called as tubers like this. These tubers are the perinating organs. Outer layers of tuber are thick-walled enclosing thin-walled tissue full of reserved food material, that is starch, oil globules and proteins. In dry season, the thallus perishes, but the tubers remain viable. On the return of favorable season, the tubers germinate and develop into the new thallus of Anthoceros. Some species of Anthoceros have stalk tubers which may be marginal like this, or developed from the ventral side of the thallus. Last method of vegetative reproduction is persistent apices. The apical cell with a few adjacent cells survives the drought period. These apices are known as persistent apices. Maybe these apices modified in some way to resist the drought. On the return of favorable season, the apices grow, forming the new thallus of Anthoceros. With this we have completed vegetative reproduction of Anthoceros. Now we will study sexual reproduction of Anthoceros. Sexual reproduction in Anthoceros is oogamous type. Sexual reproduction takes place by formation of sex organs which are deeply embedded into the dorsal region of the thallus. So they are considered as endogenous. The male sex organs are called as Antheridia, while the female sex organ are called as Archegonia, as you can see here. Some species of Anthoceros are monoecious, which means both the sex organ are present on the same thallus, while some of the species are dioecious, means male thallus and female thallus are different. The monoecious species are generally protandrous, means in this species Antheridia mature first before the Archegonia. It is for the favor of cross-fertilization. Now we will study both the sex organs in detail. First of all, we will study male sex organ, that is Antheridia. Antheridia of Anthoceros is unique because it is endogenous in nature. It is embedded within the gametophytic tissue of the Anthoceros thallus. This is the diagram of Antheridia, and this is the actual photograph of TS showing the Antheridium. Antheridia are formed singly or in groups on the dorsal or upper surface of the thallus within the antheridial chamber. So this is the antheridial chamber. Inside this antheridial chamber, Antheridium is produced. The roof of antheridial cavity is made up of two layers, and it is formed of the gametophytic tissue, as you can see here. Each Antheridium consists of two parts, that is stalk and body. This is stalk of Antheridium and this is body. The stalk is multicellular and is generally formed of 4 rows of cells. The body of Antheridium is oval and consists of antheridial wall enclosing the androcytes. This is the antheridial wall. It is 1 cell in thickness and it is sterile. After maturity, the color of antheridia turn red. First, androcyte mother cells are present. These androcyte mother cells undergo division to produce androcytes, and later on androcytes are developed into antherozoids. This is the diagram which shows structure of antherozoid. The antherozoid is small biflagellate having both the flagella of the same type, and it is also known as isocont flagellation. These are the two flagella of antherozoid which are of same type, that is the whiplash type of the flagella. The body of the antherozoid is slender. The unused cytoplasm forms a vesicle at the posterior end like this one. So this is the vesicle of this antherozoid. After maturity, the antheridia dehisces. The roof of the antheridial chamber burst irregularly, exposing the color antheridia which are now present in a cup-like depression or antheridial crater. The jacket cells in presence of water separate towards the apex. This results in formation of an aperture through which the antherozoids are liberated. So this is all about structure of antheridia. Now we will study Archegonia of Anthoceros. So this is the diagram which shows structure of Archegonium, that is female sex organ in Anthoceros. Archegonia are also formed on the dorsal surface and are endogenous. That means they are embedded within the gametophytic tissues of Anthoceros thallus like this. So these are the gametophytic tissues of Anthoceros in which this Archegonium is embedded. These Archegonia are formed in rows and in acropetal succession. Each Archegonium consists of 6 neck canal cells. So this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. These are the 6 neck canal cells present in the neck of Archegonium. 1 ventral canal cell like this and egg at the base. The sterile jacket layer around these axial cells is absent except 4 cells at the apex which are known as cover cell or the lead cells. So in this diagram you can see the 2 cover cells. Other 2 cover cells, they are present at the back side. So total 4 cover or lead cells are present at the opening of this Archegonium. The cover cells are slightly project above the surface of the thallus and are surrounded by cup-like mucilage mound. So this is all about structure of Archegonia of Anthoceros. Now we will study the very important process, that is fertilization. At maturity, the roof of antheridial cavity is broken. Later on, the antheridium also breaks and all the antherozoids, they are liberated outside. So this is liberated antherozoid or sperm. So this is the development in case of antheridia. In case of Archegonia, on maturity of Archegonium, the neck canal cells and the ventral canal cell disintegrate, forming the mucilage. The mucilage formed absorbs water and creates pressure, because of which cover cells are open out. So this diagram shows that how the mucilage mound is produced. All the mucilage which is present inside the Archegonium is spread forcefully at the outer side. Now these liberated antherozoids, they are attracted towards this mucilage. Actually, these antherozoids, they are attracted towards the chemicals which are present inside this mucilage. Hence, the movement of the antherozoid is considered as chemotactic. Now, one of the antherozoid unites with the egg and a zygote is formed like this. A number of zygotes are formed on a single thallus. So this is the zygote, which is the first cell of the diploid or the sporophytic generation. As soon as the zygote is formed, the gametophytic generation ends and sporophytic generation starts. So with this, we have completed reproduction in Anthoceros. In next video, we will study Sporophyte of Anthoceros in detail. Thank you.